following opinions are solely those of BoatTest.com and its test captain. Hi, I'm Steve from BoatTest.com, and today I'm on one of the largest bow riders in class, the Sea Ray 350 SLX. In my opinion, the 350 SLX's most distinguishing feature is its capacity and ability to entertain all those people. We're talking about an unprecedented 11 people facing forward while underway, 18 total capacity. Let's take a look at these seats. Let's start with the main gathering area first. Wraparound seating goes across the cockpit. With this aft rumble seat open, we've got a unique headrest for the people in the aft seats. To the starboard side, a double-wide love seat, and this is a good spot to point out the quality of the workmanship that goes into the upholstery. Multiple tones, bead welting, and look at this, bracelet stitching, and this is a theme that's carried throughout the 350 SLX. To the port side, double-wide observer seats, each with individual flip-up bolsters, and look at this. They rotate around to face the action. Now this aft-facing rumble seat, look at this. It's available in 2 positions, and remember, this is only for sitting in while the 350 SLX is not underway. The luxury continues up forward with plenty of seating here. Starts at 4 feet wide and narrows down to 16 inches wide. Flip-down armrests, integrated armrests into the bulwarks, and ergonomic grab handles. Now let's move on to entertaining. While we're at the bow, there's an option for a side mount pedestal table to turn the area into a cocktail space and an alfresco dining area. The addition of a pedestal table in the cockpit has its obvious advantages. Now there's also an option for having a hydraulically actuated table that comes up from the deck. Now of course both the bow area and this cockpit space here will accommodate optional filler cushions to turn them both into sun pads. The entertaining continues with a solid surface counter for food prep, stainless steel sink. Underneath here, we've got storage. This could be optioned out for an electric grill. Just below, we have a handrail, leather wrapped, keeping items cool. We'll start with the refrigerator. We have a cooler under this seat and another cooler under the bow seating. And now look at this. With the aft rumble seat in the closed position, we have a convenient place to strap down water toys. This is a good time to point out the aft-facing speakers and the stainless steel drink holders. And Sea Ray has made it more convenient than ever to get into the water with this optional hydraulically actuated swim step. Now it's important to note that if the outdrives are up, when this is deployed, they automatically lower first. Now let's talk about how we're going to keep all our guests comfortable. To me, shade is an important commodity on any boat. At the bow, there's an option for putting a manta shade right here. Moving back to the cockpit, we have a standard hardtop, and at the aft end of the hardtop, we have a retractable sunshade that brings shade all the way back to the aft-facing rumble seat. Of course, for those times when we don't want that much sun protection, the sunshade retracts, the forward shade's removable, and look at this. And at night, her array of courtesy lights adds not only a measure of safety, but class and elegance as well. Now, if we really wanted to, we could even accommodate overnight guests. The cockpit can be enclosed in isinglass, there's cockpit heat and air available, and take a look at this. The storage underneath the helm console is so roomy that Sea Ray even offers a conversion to a berth. 54 inches of headroom, narrowing down to 20 inches as we move forward, and right at your feet, 8 inches. Natural light comes from opening port lights and a skylight just above. On the opposite side, Sea Ray has included a roomy head as well. Now let's move to operations. We'll start with the daily engine checks, made easy by the electric lift hatch at the stern. Sea Ray went with a pair of 300 horsepower 350 mag engines as standard. Options include upgrades to a pair of 380 horsepower 8.2 liter mags, and both can be operated with the optional Axios joystick. Well, clearly we've got enough room for getting in and around these engines, particularly for doing the daily engine checks, so there's no excuse for letting that go by. But more importantly, this entire compartment was made with the Quiet Ride technology. You can easily see the noise-absorbing technology going all around the engine hatch, and look at the front of the bulkheads. Plus, we've got full beam bulkheads. All this is designed to not only deflect the sound energy into the water, but keep it out of the passenger compartment. Underneath the hatch at the foredeck is a quick windlass with a through-the-stem anchor roller. The helm features a double-wide seat with 2 flip-up bolsters, so we have a second set of eyes looking forward. Nicely laid out helm that includes a moving map display. But the real action is over to the right of the helm area. Starting at the top, push-button controls for the engine start and stops, the remote control for the spotlight. Here's the remote for the dynamic running surface, the Axios controls, DTS, the digital throttle and shift controls, and the Axios joystick just behind. The Sea Ray 350 SLX has a length overall of 34 feet 6 inches, a beam of 10 feet 6 inches, and a draft of 37 inches. With an empty weight of 13,000 pounds, 1 quart of fuel, and 2 people on board, we had an estimated test weight of 13,660 pounds. She turned in a top speed of 47.2 miles per hour, which produced a fuel burn of 50.2 gallons per hour. With the power pull back to best cruise, she was running at 27.8 miles per hour, which lowered the fuel burn to a combined 19.5 gallons per hour. That meant she could keep that speed up for nearly 7.5 hours and 205 miles while still holding back a 10% reserve of fuel. We reached planing speed in only 2.9 seconds, accelerated to 20 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds, and continued through 30 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds. Aside from the acceleration, nothing happens quickly in the 350, so she remains comfortable regardless of how heavy-handed her captain may be. Being a boat built around luxury and capacity, that's good news for her guests. We are equipped with the dynamic running surface, so once at cruise speed, the planes kick in to set our cruise attitude, which was nearly level. I found myself overriding the system and bringing the bow up just a little, but that's more of a personal preference. It did a great job of keeping us level, and that's important as most of the 350 seats are on the port side. When accelerating, the bow comes up a minimal 5 degrees, and that also has a lot to do with the dynamic running surface. She has a big boat feel when crossing wakes and remains solid throughout the ride. The SLX series was created to add luxury to the Sea Ray brand. The 350 SLX adds a boatload of entertaining along with the capacity to carry a lot of people. And that's my test and review of the 350 SLX from Sea Ray. For BoatTest.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.